Hello and welcome to WNL Network Training Academy's podcast. My name is Karen, and today with me in studio, I have Dr. Johan Groenewald, who is currently a training consultant for expert projects and training solutions. Dr. Johan specializes in education and training, management of training, and development processes. Dr. Johan has an excess of 41 years of experience in the fields of education and training, during which he occupied various positions, allowing him to gain a holistic view of the education system, especially related to technical and vocational training and training colleges in South Africa. Dr. Johan, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me, Karen, and it's good to be here with you.
Yes, let's just jump straight into it. So, we are discussing today the importance of occupational education. Can we please discuss how occupational skills contribute to a well rounded education?
I think first we need to explain occupational skills. Occupational skills is real work learning, and I think it's a bit of a different to the past where people do a degree or a qualification in a specific field. For instance, they will do a degree in financial management and then can work in the financial sector. Occupational programs specify the person will study as a bookkeeper, or he will be a financial planner, or credits clerk, or something like that. So the occupational programs is programs that is focusing on the careers of the people. So it really assists the learners to do the practical work in a workplace that they will want to specialize in, and therefore they will really learn something while they're studying. We get it a lot when people do a degree and after the degree they actually can't do the job, and that leads to where the employer have to retrain them actually. With occupational programs, they work in the companies and therefore doing the things that they need to do. So it's not just that they're ready for a career, but they also contribute to the company by actually assisting and doing the work. So I think to summarize, I can say it's a holistic type of education where they will do knowledge modules. That is the theory, like the theory type of learning that we've done in the past. And then also do practicals. That's more the simulation. They can do that in a training center or also in the workplace. But then they must do, and I think a great portion of the qualification is workplace experience.
Yeah, that's so important. And like you said, a lot of the youngsters will get their degree, go out into the workplace, and not really know what to do. And speaking about the job market, how has the job market evolved, especially the growing demand for skilled workers in various industries?
I think, Karen, you will know that there's a lot of advancement on the technological sector. You know, we're talking about 4IR, we're talking about artificial intelligence, we're talking about future skills, there's machine learning. So there's so many new concepts that's coming into the job market. And I think with occupational programs, it's creating this environment where the learner will not be separated from what's happening in industry, but will be hands-on in industry whilst doing his qualification, also getting experience and opportunities to work on the latest machinery, the latest technology that's available. Also, to say, you know, how it involved, you know, the world is small these days. So we're talking about globalization and the competition is big. You know, people can just make a decision to say we will import or we will do it locally. So if we can't compete with a global market, that's where we will lose jobs and we will lose opportunities. So we need higher level skills, more hands-on skills, and we need people to be active in their work once they start a work. You know, you can't afford them studying 2-3 years again after you employ them. They need to get their hands into the work as quickly as possible. And I think with occupational programs, it's opening this door that the training is more focused on the career that the person will follow after they completed the education.
Okay, and like Dr. Johan said, the market is constantly, or the job market is constantly changing and evolving with technology. So, do the courses also evolve as, and the practical hands-on training also evolve as the job market evolves?
Yeah, I think that is something that the QCTO want to do with occupational programs to stay relevant. And but the thing is, even if the qualification lag behind by the student working in industry, he will not fall behind because industry normally will have the latest technology. You hardly walk into a tool room these days where they don't have a CNC machine, and so they get that exposure to the latest technology. We know in offices, people do Zoom meetings, Teams meetings. So things changed a lot. And the thing is, while this student might not get the updated information on a training center, the moment that they go to the workplace, they will be exposed to that. So that's also, the example of the changing world of work. People don't do things the same as what they've done it in the past, and to keep up with education is quite difficult. So this model of combining the workplace with the qualifications is really working, and it's also assisting uh, to the industry needs. So industry don't focus so much on the education sector. And I think in the past there was a lot of criticism to say the qualifications is outdated and qualifications are not valuable anymore. They actually partake into this process because if you look at the occupational programs, there's workplace modules that needs to be signed off by the workplace. So they get involved in the training situation.
And that's so good because I feel like that will just increase their chances of getting employed at those workplaces because they can actually say, I've not only studied, but I've actually have hands-on practical experience of the job that I'm going to be going into. Yeah. And I just want to chat about the diversity of occupational fields. So please share the diverse range of occupations available through occupational training.
Occupations are very wide, and it's connected to jobs. And that is a list in our OFO codes. That's the occupational uh, or organization framework for occupations. So every job in South Africa got a code. And for instance, if you're a bookkeeper, there will be a code for bookkeepers. So all occupational programs are focusing on this occupational codes. And in South Africa, there's the CETAs covering the different sectors. For instance, services CETA, all the people that's doing service businesses are linked to them. MERS-CETA, people doing manufacturing are linked to them. So there's about 23 CETAs in South Africa. They all now transfer their skills to the QCTO, the Quality Council for Trade and Occupations. So they bring it into the same room now. So you can imagine from all the sectors, the qualifications will be under one body now. And there's something for everybody in South Africa, and I can promise you, even the latest skills that I saw is even for shop stewards is a qualification. So if you can name the occupation, there will be a qualification for that occupation.
Oh, that's awesome. And I was just thinking about the different interests and aptitudes of certain individuals, because not everybody is the same and have the different skill sets. So, how do these fields offer opportunities for individuals with different interests and aptitudes?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Not everybody got the same. Not everybody's learning the same. Some people really uh, uh, enjoy to dig into books and read and study, but then there's the persons that really like to do work with their hands, practical work, and I think occupational programs open the door for them to say, there's a chance that you can really live yourself out in the world of work, doing the things that you like, and all the emphasis is not on theory, but there's also the practical and workplace components. I will not like to say that people who's not interested in studying can do occupational programs, because there's still a lot of learning to be done. There's still a lot of knowledge modules, and but I think it's more a balance. It's not that the person come out and know a lot but can do little. So it's more a holistic approach to education and training.
Yeah, and I can see that there is a lot of value on this hands-on learning experience. Can you just explain some value that you've seen from an expert point of view? Can you just list a few of the points of value that hands-on learning experiences in occupational education adds to our country, to individuals, to households?
Karen, I think the biggest thing for me is that these learners doing occupational programs are career ready. So for instance, if you do qualification, and I think I want to list one, early childhood development. If you do that qualification, you are qualified, fully qualified to do that job. So sometimes in the past, people will do a qualification, but they still have to do something else to be qualified. For instance, you can study your degree, but you must still do articles. So you're actually not qualified after you've done your degree. Um, but in occupational programs, while you're doing the practicals simultaneously with your knowledge modules, you are a full-rounded person when you qualify, and it's a better chance of getting a job, because people can use you. And sometimes it happened that students doing this practical experience at the company then obtain a job from that company, or getting a job from the company, because they are busy with the real world of work. It's not something that they done, and when the person interview them, no, we haven't worked on these machines before, we haven't done this, because the company actually know what they can do and what they're capable of.
Yes, and it also saves costs in training somebody brand new. So, yeah, that is very valuable. And then would you like to share with us some success stories of individuals who have thrived through practical and applied learning?
Yeah, I think there's numerous examples. I think also something that we must say is that occupational programs is not something new. It's something that's coming a long time, but was not highlighted as what the QCTO came and highlighted. If you take all the trades that they do in South Africa, it's occupational programs. If you look at the hairdressers, cosmetology people, they actually do occupational programs. Even butchers, bakers. You don't think that when they do their qualifications, it's occupational programs. So trades in South Africa was there, I don't know for how many years, but since we can remember, there was electricians, there was boilermakers, welders, fitter and turners. And this person, the moment that he complete his qualification, doesn't need anything else to do his job. So if you qualified, for instance, as an electrician, nobody can say to you, you don't know your job, you're an electrician. Electrician can sign off wiring installations, they can commission, the connection of machinery, and all these things cause of their qualification. And I think that's what occupational qualifications want to do, so that you're fully qualified the day that you get your certificate. So I think that's for me the biggest value is that they focus on that what you need to do to be successful in an industry.
And could you also highlight, because I know with the training, we also need to have partnerships with different workplaces. So, do we have partnerships with different workplaces that the people that are taking up these studies can now, when it's time for their practicals, go in and work and get their practicals in these workplaces?
I think that's the first thing that we must do when we then plan training. The first thing that we must then think about is where will the students do their practical workplace. So ideally, or relevant companies are then sourced, and we sign a workplace agreement with these companies, and we actually become a partner in the qualification and training this learner. The companies see the benefit in that the curriculum is industry based and relevant, and they value this relationship also. I think a big thing from the company side is if they take 3 or 4 learners in or students in, they can also make a decision to keep 1 or 2 of them, or in some cases, all 3 of them if they're good. We visit a lot of companies where the company will say the students that we got here we're going to keep, and we want them because they're doing an excellent job. So so this relationship and this partnership is also giving us access to the industry, where training institutions in the past work in silos and had little input in the industry. We are now partnering with them, and they can influence us and we influence them, and together we get a better product or better end product delivered to the company. Also, this partnership open work-based learning opportunities, and there's also benefits for companies with tax rebates and things that they can get out of these partnerships. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank you so much, Dr. Johan, for your amazing insights into occupational education and also workplace experience. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Karen. It was a pleasure being with you.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Please visit our website, www.wnlacademy.com, for more information about our occupational education and qualifications. Have an amazing day, and we will see you again soon.